this may sound a little cliche, but, home is... I don't want to say home is where the heart is.
I was gonna say the same thing, honestly.
Yeah.
Home is where the heart is, even though it's a little cliche. It's where you come home to. It's where you feel safe. It's the place where you can...
Yeah, but you use the word home to describe that.
Oh, because home is difficult to define. It's a place where
you can't do that then. You can't use the word you're defining.
Home is a place.
Getting home and settling in, putting on my virtual skin. Oh, I love this world, I love this place, I love the sky, I love the face, I love everything I am. I'm ready to just be me, 'cause here I can set my troubles free. Come tell me your story.
When you're done with like the stresses of the day, like when you're at work and you're exhausted and you're tired and you don't want to go out and do stuff anymore, you just want to go to a place to relax and be safe and be yourself and make your own rules and be in charge of yourself, that's home. It's your sanctuary where nobody can tell you that you can't be who you are, that you can't be yourself. It's where you go to just be.
It's your own personalized piece of the world. Your home is your own personalized piece of society, your own personalized piece of land, your own personalized piece of the world itself. It's yours. Nobody else can... I was about to say nobody can take it from you, but that's not true.
Not exactly.
Yeah, not exactly.
The people is what mattered to me. You could throw me in Alaska, and I would make home as long as I had somebody I loved.
Like sitting right here in this tub could be your home right now.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, my God, this is a better bathroom than I have in real life. I would love to have this bathroom.
My bed is something I don't think I'd be able to live without. Sleeping on the floor doesn't appeal to me too much. My refrigerator is kind of important. My microwave oven is precious.
I can't live without my VR headset. That is actually the thing that I take with me everywhere, as often as I can. When I was looking for a new place to live, I had my enormous desktop tower with my VR headset in the trunk, and I just took those with me everywhere. So my VR headset feels like a second home to me.
When I get home, I get in through the door, I do all stuff, I go shower after work, but it's only when I sit down, my PC's on, and now I'm relaxed, now I'm off work,
Being in the military, being moved around a lot, you could definitely feel home wherever you're at, like with your friends or family. It's sometimes a little bit more difficult because you're just thrown into a new place where you've never been before. But if you really work at that area, or if you're surrounded by people that you care about, you love, then yeah, anywhere in the world could be home.
It just has to be cozy on the inside. No huge howling winds going through it. But what I want it to be up on a little cliff. And then I want there to be like a spiraling, a spiraling staircase that goes all the way down the cliff and then into a small underwater library. I really want to sit and read old books while big fish go by.
Like, I do not want beige walls.
That's what everybody has.
I don't want them, though. I want, a little less... I want something a little different.
Believe me, you went to any house that their living room was painted anything besides beige or white or gray, it's not a good-looking house.
I want white. Not beige.
A white living room.
Yeah, white. White carpets. Maybe, some red couches.
My mom and me and my brother, my older brother, we were living in the house on the street, and my mom met my stepdad, and they, got together and they had my little brother. And then we decided, okay, we need a bigger house. So we moved from that house to another house literally across the street that was bigger, that had another bedroom. And I remember very clearly that my younger brother was in his little crib, and they rolled his crib across the street, out the door, across the street, up the stairs into the new house. And I just very clearly remember that. I was 3 years old.
My dream home, I would have a garden full of plants that wouldn't be too hard to care for. If it's hey, you put this thing in the ground, water it once a month or two, it'll be all right, it'll live. Then I'd be okay, yeah, I can handle that. Like a cactus. You have a cactus, you have to try really hard to kill a cactus in a lot of environments. If it's an environment that's too cold for it, yeah, it's probably going to die anyway. But if you're in a warm environment, it's got some decent soil, you can put a cactus in there and it's probably not going to die.
It's a little tiny house with pink siding and white trim and kind of a teal shutters. So it looks like a Barbie house and almost like a little old lady lives there. And there's tulips in there. And so people, when they drive by, they're like, oh, look at that. I bet a little old lady lives there. And then I walk out in my boxers and I'm just hey, what's up?
There's one thing I have on one of these itty bitty little shelves I have, and that's a picture of my mom and dad, which are both passed away. And that's something that every so often, I'll walk by and I'll just take a few seconds and just stop and stare at it and kind of looking at it. And, like I say, I'm not religious, so, but it's kind of especially my dad, I'll look at his picture and I say, I hope I made you proud, kind of thing.
Something really sentimental in my home. It's actually nothing right now. I had been homeless twice, and I lost everything. So I started over from scratch. I had nothing left to my name. The biggest thing I could say, and the first time around, it's overwhelming. You don't know what to do. You have no idea where to start. How are you going to clean yourself? How are you going to brush your teeth? How are you going to take a shower? What are you going to do to, prevent, your sanity from being lost? Because you're out of it. You don't have any home to go back to. So I've been slowly rebuilding my life. I haven't been attached to any of the new objects in my place or anything for more than 2 years at this point.
I think the sheer level of laziness that you're able to have in a real house is both wonderful and terrible at the same time. It's amazing if you stop and you look how many things in your life you can actually remove that you don't need, and you can just what happens is you pull yourself down to your very essence. What are the things that I need to exist? And just barely ticking off those boxes and living like that for a little while, I think makes you appreciate life in this modern era so much more.
I met the maintenance supervisor at the property. The guy working underneath him quit, and he asked me to put in my job resume. And I started working for this apartment complex, which I'm now a maintenance tech 1. And I have the biggest apartment in this entire place. Even when someone tells you you can't do it, you still make it happen. You're the one in control of your life.
No, I can definitively say I don't really like baths. I always feel like I'm just getting boiled.
Doesn't like being turned into stew.